Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for checking into the Rocky Mountain YouTube channel. My name is Chase, and today we're going to show you the lineup of auxiliary lights that we offer from Denali. There are 7 different lights up here on the table, so we just want to simplify this and help you know what is different about each one of these up here and help you decide which one might be best for you depending on what vehicle you have, what your needs are, and really just how much light you're looking to get on your setup. So we're going to go through and make that a little bit easier for you. But first of all, why Denali? Maybe not as well known as some of your other brands that are out there, but I had a pretty good conversation with these guys. And a couple things about Denali lights that to me really stood out is one, these are all built really well, all have an IP rate of 67, so they're dustproof, they're waterproof, but there's a 5-year warranty on all their lights, which is great. Like I said, they're built really well, and what's cool is that they have their dial-dim technology. So when you buy these lights, you can buy them individually, you can buy them as sets, you can also buy them as kits that will come with their dial-dim controller. There's some other wiring harnesses that they do have, which we'll talk about later. But the unique feature and technology behind this dial-dim controller is that this allows you to control 2 sets of auxiliary lights. And what you can do with this is you can completely turn off or dim those lights, and it is illuminated, so it's very easy to see at nighttime. So it allows you to dim or turn off lights, but it gives you even more control than that. When you have it all set up, you can actually take some of your auxiliary lights and have them flash with your blinker. You can have them turn off when you turn your blinker on. You can even have a strobe function, so if you hit your horn, your auxiliary lights will strobe for you. So it just gives you a lot of control, a little bit more functionality versus just on or off with your lights, or maybe just 50% in full blast. So pretty unique feature that you're getting there. So a couple things to keep in mind. That being said, let's just go through and talk about these. We'll talk about mounting also towards the end as well, because that is one thing that Denali really prides themselves on, is a lot of different mounting options with these. So first up is the D7. So the D7 is going to give you the most light in the Denali range. A pair of these are going to give you over 15,000 lumens, so incredibly bright. You get a spot beam of just over 1,200 feet, so it's going to see very far down the road. It comes with a spot flood combo lens on here. And like I said, for your truck, your side-by-side, your ADV bike, if you just want the most light you can get, D7 is for you. Only thing that I would tell you to be mindful of is one, power draw. So you're about 10 amps for a set of these. So you always want to know and make sure that you have enough power on your vehicle that you can power any auxiliary lighting. But you're about 10 amps per pair, and the weight. So these things are, you can see it's pretty large. So it does come in close to 2 pounds per pod. So it is just a couple things to be mindful of. But again, if you want the most light possible, check out the D7. And then moving on from there, you have the D4. So the D4 comes in quite a bit less. You're actually about $200 per pod. And with the D4, still very, very bright. Okay, it's about half the light as the D7, just to give you a comparison. But it's still gonna be plenty bright for most people out there. But what's nice though is, again, you come way down in price, and you're gonna have a little bit less amp draw. You're gonna be about 6 amps per pair. So that is one thing that you would want to consider. But another nice thing too is that with all these lights, with the exception of one that we're gonna talk about, you can buy their TriOptic lens kits. So you can buy these yellow lenses. And these are beneficial for people that in foggy conditions, in mist or dust, it's a little bit easier to see out of a lens, a yellow lens or an amber lens like this in those conditions. So what you could do, if you want to run more than just a set of lights, you could have 2 sets of auxiliary lights. You could have one set that would have these lenses on there. And again, we're talking about that dial-dim controller. So maybe in a situation where if you're in fog or mist, you can kill one set of lights and just have these on and allow you to see a little bit better in those conditions. But you can buy these all separately if you do want to. But again, with the D4, still very, very bright, but more affordable, and you are drawing less power from your vehicle. Then moving on from there, you have the D3. Now the D3 is the maximum amount of light that is going to be street legal with your high beam. So if you ride on the streets a lot and that is a concern for you, you want to make sure that you're street legal with your high beam on, with these on, then you want the D3. Because what they did is they looked at the constraints to be street legal, both here in the United States and in Europe, and they said, okay, how much light can we get in that constraint? And that's what you're getting with the D3. Also though, don't just think it's not gonna give you a lot of light at nighttime, because you still have a beam of about 1,900 feet with these. So it comes with a spot lens on here, but it will come with a combo lens, so your spot and flood combo. This will come with the D3, and you can swap that out if you do want to. But again, for riders that are looking to stay street legal with their auxiliary lights on, then you wanna check out the D3. Now moving on from there, you got the DR1. So the DR1 is pretty specific. This is meant to give you the longest spot beam possible, so 1,000 feet, but at a very low power draw. So it's actually only about 0.8 amps per pod. So if at nighttime you want to be able to see as far as you can, but draw as little amount of power as possible, the DR1 is going to be what you're looking for. And the price on this, you're going to be about 170 bucks per pod. So very affordable. Now from the DR1, you move on to the D2. And the D2, they say, is going to give you a good blend of daytime conspicuity. Just means you're visible during the daytime, but still gives you a good amount of light for night riding. So this actually throws a beam out of about 525 feet. So plenty of light for nighttime, but also gonna make you visible for daytime. So great safety benefit there. Very low power draw on the D2. It's 0.8 amps per pod, just like the DR1. So great light, it's affordable, about 155 bucks per pod. So again, give you that that good blend there. Now moving on from the D2, you have the S4. And the S4, they say, is gonna give you the most amount of light per dollar of all the auxiliary lights up here. It's very affordable. You're about 125 bucks per pod, very low amp draw, just like the D2 and the DR1. And they say that this is a very, very versatile light for a lot of different uses at a great price. So whether it's a mid-sized motorcycle, you can have them on a roof rack for your side-by-side, you can have them for backup lights on your Jeep or your truck, a lot of different uses for these. So if you're just trying to get more additional lighting to whatever your setup is, but you want to do it in a more affordable manner, then the S4 is going to be a great option. So how they make this a little bit more affordable is that you still have the same high quality LEDs as the rest of the lights up here, but it's just a single piece optic, and it is the only light up here that you can't interchange the lens on there. So it comes with a spot flood combo, but again, same high quality, same warranties, everything. It's just they've done that to bring the price down for you. So that is going to be the S4. And then last but not least, you have the DM. Now the DM is really just built for daytime visibility. If you're looking to add some lights to your setup just to be more visible during the daytime, that's what the DM is designed for, but it still will outshine most of your high beam lights. So it's still plenty bright, but more on the side of, I want to be visible during the daytime hours. So if that's your main concern, check out the DM, and it is the most affordable up here at about 110 bucks per pod. And that does it. That's the lineup of lights from the D7 all the way down to the DM. So hopefully this kind of help you know which light does what is specific about these, and which setup is going to be best for you. Now, like I mentioned earlier, something that Denali does pride themselves on is mounting. So we do offer several different mounting options for these. There's a universal L bracket. We also have mounts that go around either your crash bars or your frame. We even have mounts for motorcycles that are meant to go around your fork tubes. So be sure to check out the mounting options. But what's cool about Denali is that they say that they're working very hard, and one thing that they pride themselves on is they have specific motorcycle mounts for specific bikes. So you get that exact fitment, and they're always working on new ones. So don't be surprised to see more and more mounts coming out for different machines, different motorcycles. That's something that they really talked about a lot when I was speaking with them. Now, another nice thing that Denali does as far as accessories go is they have blackout covers. So if you live in a state where it's required, or maybe you just want to protect your lights when you're not using them, they offer these for a lot of their lights. So one accessory you can't pick up. Also, like I mentioned, there's two different wiring harnesses besides that dial dim. There's the standard and the premium. So the standard wiring harness is just gonna have an on-off switch that is flush mounted, so you need a flat surface to get that mounted up too. There's also the premium wiring harness, which is gonna have an illuminated switch, and actually will be able to mount to your handlebar. So if you're on a motorcycle and you want a handlebar switch, the premium wire harness would be the way to go. And again, that's gonna be illuminated, so better to see at nighttime. So you have the dial dim, the standard, and the premium for 3 different wiring harness options. If you have questions or comments about anything that we talked about today, we want to get those answered, so make sure to leave those in the comment section below. To grab one of these, to see all the different mounts, everything that we offer, click on the link or head over to RockyMountainATVMC.com. We ship for free over 75 bucks. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and always stay up to date on the latest and greatest products and spotlights that we are putting out. I am Chase, and we'll see you on the trails.